These guys are always waiting for me by the garden gate. Are y'all wanting a treat? You think you need a treat? Do we like spaghetti squash?
About a mouthful.
Must be good. Mississippi River. That sandbar over there.
I know loads you don't.
The mighty Mississippi. The delta has its own beauty. There's a whole trail down here. Bless you. So y'all, I am digging a deep hole. We had some leftover tomatoes and they are a bit leggy. So I'm digging a deep hole so I can plant them down deep. You look at a tomato plant, the whole stem. You see all those little white dots here along the stem? Those will turn into roots. If I can get it to focus, there it goes. All that where the stem touches the dirt will turn to roots. And I'm going to plant him deep so he'll have more roots and be more productive. So yeah, he's pretty leggy. Put some fertilizer down in the hole.
Put a little dirt on top of it, that way it doesn't have direct contact with the roots right away.
Lots of fertilizer. And these little guys have been through it, so. But we have grown them like this, where they're just pitiful like this, and they perk right on up and become very healthy plants and give lots of tomatoes. So don't give up on your wimpy tomato starts.
And any of these ones that will potentially touch the ground, just get them off there. They'll get a diseases from the soil splashing up on the leaves or just touching the ground. Don't tie it too tight, because you got to remember these stems are about to have to thicken up and grow. So you get too tight, they won't. They'll choke them off.
There he is. Got the tomatoes in. Looking nice. Well, they will look nicer once they take root and take off growing. That's exciting. These are mostly, these 4 right here are paste tomatoes. They're good for making sauces, spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce. And then these 4 back here the 2 on the end, this one over here and then that one over there, they're both paste, and then 2 in the middle here are going to be like a yellow orange tomato. One's a lemon boy, the other one's a Dr. Lychee. And hopefully they all do good. We still have quite a few leftover tomato plants. I'm sure we'll find somewhere to put them. I still got some room in the back garden, so I may put them there. We've got some more wood chips put in to line our pathways where we're going to be walking. So that's nice. We are probably going to do potatoes in these 3 rows. And our corn is coming up. We have corn in these 3 rows. Still waiting for, we got pumpkin, spaghetti squash. We're waiting for those seeds to pop up. We have an extra row and then a half a row. We're thinking we'll do some beans. I planted some Chinese noodle beans right here beside the arch trellis. Still waiting for those guys to sprout. They will take hold of this arch and twirl all the way up, and those beans will dangle down, and I don't know, they look pretty artistic. Very decorative, but they taste good too. So got sunflowers back here. They're looking good and getting taller. They're nice and green. All of these are sunflowers. And this right here is the garlic. We've got another well we put in, so we dug the line. It's back behind the fence here. Because we will be doing a lot of watering, and that'll keep our water bill from going up so high. Free water. We still have this walkway through here that we want to put wood chips down for, just to keep the weeds down. We've got onions going on over here. Our garlics have these coming out of them. Every single one of them. It's got one of those coming out. And the onions also have these little bulbs on them. We've got the cages on the pepper plants now. They'll have good support. They tend to get really heavy once they put on a bunch of peppers. We're already getting some blooms. That's a little baby bell pepper right there. Looking good. More onions here. But yeah, it's starting to come together. We are getting ready to plant some potatoes. We have dug a nice little trench in our rolls. I don't know if you can see how deep that trench is. And we are going to do some, just like some russet seed potato. We just picked this bag up, I believe, at the Tractor Supply. And yeah, I found a box of the solar lights, and I'm thinking I might plant them. Well, I guess yeah. I'm going to put them around the garden and have some pretty lights at night. Little solar lights. You fertilizing? Put some fertilizer, organic fertilizer down in the trench for the potatoes. Potatoes are heavy feeders. They also like it acidic. So we got some soil acidifier. Acidifier. Put that in there. Getting them spuds in the ground. So you point the eyes up. Covering up those spuds. Coffee time. Look how cute this coffee cup is. All the different pumpkins and squashes. Some days it's nice just to sit on your porch and have some coffee. Starting to sprinkle a little bit. I've made my hummingbirds some more sugar water. I'm gonna hang these up. Hi, Zeus. You like sitting on the front porch too? Woo! I've got my fountain turned off right now. We've had a lot of storms and there's a lot of debris in there. So I'm hoping my little net that my husband ordered has come in the mail. It'll help me keep all the leaves and stuff out so I can get it back to running again. So let's see here. I actually got these little hummingbird feeders at the Dollar Tree. I got them, I believe, last year. And they've held up, so that's pretty good for some Dollar Tree stuff. Put these lids on. Let's see if we can't attract some hummingbirds. I've seen a couple already this spring. They, I believe it's the green, it's the green ones. I don't know what they're called, but see if we can attract some to come over. Sweet. Hopefully they'll see it. I know they like that red color. Every time I plant some kind of red, pink type of flower, they always come to check them out. So maybe that'll bring them in, have some little visitors. It's beautiful hostas coming in nice. We planted this elephant ear down here. Oh yeah, he's coming along. Look at that. And he's supposed to be the big giant elephant ear, so he'll be perfect for here. It's a little shaded, stays wet. This right here is actually that purple balloon flower plant. He looks really cool. Oh, looks like we're getting a little bud there. And this guy here, he feels like, I don't know what he is, but he feels like how succulents feel, like that almost silicone plastic you feel. He's coming back. We got some of these Asiatic lilies. They'll be blooming soon. And then the daylilies, they're coming out. We planted this guy here on the corner several years ago. I put this black hollyhock in for this year. I got one out in the back garden, and it is huge. It actually has blooms and everything on it this year. It did not bloom last year, so I'm super excited to see how that's going to look. I put me some zinnias in. Looks like he's trying to get a little flower bud on there. I put me a marigold here. It's called the Orange Hawaii. They're supposed to like get really big. Next to him I've got a dwarf sunflower. And this guy looks anything but dwarf. Look how lush he is. And these down here are considered, what are these? Sweet William flower. I haven't seen a flower yet, but they are definitely greening up. Let me see, I got the tag here. This was a dwarf sunflower teddy bear. Dwarf teddy bear sunflower. So he'll be one of those fuzzy looking sunflowers. And I got these cute little plant stands that just picked up at yard sales and stuff and spray painted. And I always like to stick in a little solar light, and at nighttime, that way you can see them. I put some solar lights here for my zinnias too. It just makes it look fancy at night. This one also got some zinnias with solar lights. Be happy. Look at that little queen bee in the hive. How cute. This nasturtium was called a trailing nasturtium. I mean, he's pretty tall. I'm thinking I might need to put something to climb on for him. He's the bicolor. Very pretty. Here's the entrance into the backyard. We have these vining flowers. I cannot think of what they're called right off the top of my head. They are very pretty. The rain has knocked most of them down. They're all over the ground. But I got one in bloom right here. But they just crawl up our metal gate here. It's so pretty. It needs to be cleaned out. There's a lot of stuff that shouldn't be growing in there with it, and they do have like the little rock bed edging. It just needs to be cleaned up and decluttered and weeded. But very pretty. And you come in here, we have this little short privacy fence with some beautiful hostas, 2 different kinds. I've got an extra banana tree that a friend of ours had given us, and I think I'm going to stick him right in that corner. Just a nice shaded, wet area. Banana trees tend to thrive there, so those hostas are gorgeous. We have a few hostas growing on this side of that little partition. They're not as big, but they're still pretty. They got some weeds growing in with them. So we'll get those guys cleaned up too. Hostas are great for shaded areas where you want to add some nice greenery. I have cleaned out the bed where usually we plant our gourds so that they can trellis along the arch here. I put a sunflower in. This right here is a ornamental daisy gourd. He was a transplant. He's starting to spring back to life here though. And a blanket flower. Have y'all heard of a blanket flower? I don't know, they were over there by the sunflowers. They kind of looked like a sunflower, but this is definitely not a sunflower. So I'm just interested. I'll have to see what it is. I have put in a banana tree in this little box underneath the arch. And I put a second little banana tree in this box. We'll see how they do there. It tends to stay a little bit more shaded over here, so they may do well. Here's the other side of the gourd arch. Put another sunflower in. There's nothing in the middle yet. And I put another blanket flower in. So I do have a honey nut squash that does trellis, so I think I might just stick him in here once he gets big enough to transplant. My little raised herbal bed is coming together. Most of that is a lemon balm, and then I've got oregano, peppermint. This green stalk, y'all, I'm just so proud of it. It has really just filled out. I know y'all tired of hearing me talk about those mini bell pepper plants, but guess what? I have got them in there. They are planted. So hopefully we'll have lots of little tiny colorful bell peppers. That'll be so much fun. It's fun to grow in these, to grow vertically and see what you get. Went on ahead and put the Tweedia in a container here, like a grow bag. I've never grown a Tweedia, never heard of a Tweedia, but when I seen it in the catalog, it was these beautiful blue flowers. And then I also read that the sap was toxic, so I definitely wanted to leave him where animals can't get to him. But he's getting some blooms. They don't look blue to me. Maybe they'll be blue when they open. I don't know. We have our leftover pepper plants that we just stuck in a bucket with some dirt. See what happens. Waste not, want not. Here is some more extra plants sitting out here looking lovely. Looks like some beefsteaks, some cosmos, sunflowers, some more pepper plants. Oh, some marigolds hiding back here. Some marigold. The greenhouse. Here's the rest of our restarted seeds. I had to restart my cucumbers, but they look great. They'll be ready for transplanting. Here's a honey nut squash that I plan to put out there at the arch trellis that I was showing y'all earlier. I've got some more marigolds and cosmos, and I did have to start me some more Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes because I did not, all of those died. I didn't get to them quick enough or get them planted. All our extra pepper that we separated, we got a lot of Sugar Rush Peach, Cayenne, Datil, Poblano, Cali Wonder Bell Peppers, poinsettias. So this one looks a little funky, huh? All the rest of them look pretty good. Got a couple of okra plants here I needed to restart. Here's that banana tree that I told you I was going to plant in the corner with those beautiful hostas. Here's my banana tree in the greenhouse. He is gorgeous. He's got the ugly leaf there and there. Those were the first ones to come whenever he started to take off for the spring. But I've noticed he's got a couple of pups So he's doing great in this big pot that I put him in. I don't know, maybe if I leave him in the greenhouse, maybe we'll get bananas. We've got a dwarf fig tree here. Little Miss Figgy. Yeah. That actually needs to go in the ground. And then we've got our lime tree. It's actually got a little lime on it. Got a lime tree in here. Which one is this? This is also a lime tree. It's got some dead stuff that needs to come off. And this here is a lemon tree, a Meyer lemon tree. I don't see any lemons on him, but we'll leave these guys in the greenhouse as well. Lemon tree and then 2 lime trees. And that's pretty neat that there's another little, oh, this guy has limes on him. Look at that. Very neat. I live in zone 7, so we're not really able to plant out citrus type trees, so they definitely have to stay in the greenhouse to produce and stay, you know, in that more warmer, humid type climate. And that is definitely what it is in the greenhouse. So far they're okay. I'm sure they could use some fertilizer and things like that, but it's nice to be able to come out here and grab some fresh citrus to go with your water or spice up your lemonade or whatever's. With our extra plants we have here waiting to be planted, these were all of our leftover tomatoes, and we planted a lot of them out there in the garden. We will probably just find us a place to put them in the backyard garden, so that'll be good. Check out the grapes. The grapes are really kicking it off this year. You can see all the little grapes. Looks like we'll have a good grape harvest this year. I mean, there's all kinds of little grape bunches throughout there. They're everywhere. Well, look here. So we are 5 weeks old, and we are about to get in our own little special place outside. We're about to meet the big chickens. We're going to have our own little coop, our own little place to run around and get acquainted. Yeah. They have their own little coop box here. They got to learn how to walk up this ladder. And inside they got all the comfy bedding and shelter. Get out of the weather. And we have them, they will be separated from the bigger chickens with this makeshift separator, because they are going to have to get acquainted with each other, because the older chickens will badger them to death, literally. We put a tarp up at the top, that way they can have shade, and plus this gives them time to get acclimated to being outside, because they have always lived either in a plastic box like this when they were small, little bitty tiny, and then they went out to the brooder box, and they are desperate to get out. They tried to fly out every time we lift the lid. Usually we put them out on ground around 6 weeks, but they're 5 weeks old. They look pretty good and hardy. We haven't had any issues. The weather's been great. I want to go ahead and get them acclimated while the weather is good. No raining, no super hot weather, so we will see how they do. Are you ready? Hi. You definitely look like a rooster. So this coop door just swings open like a barn door. I'm gonna put everybody in here, that way they feel safe and secure, and then they can figure out how to get out by themselves. Stay in there. So everybody has been released. Everybody's been introduced to their new coop. Of course, they didn't want to stay in. They all came out. They seem to be happy and just exploring. Are you lost? Exploring their new surroundings. Of course, there's no grass in the run. The older chickens have kept it pretty clear of grass, but when we mow the yard and stuff, we'll bring grass clippings in here and let them scratch and dig through and eat grass seeds, that type of thing. So, and as these guys get used to the bigger chickens, look, here comes somebody to check them out. I say, who is that? So they gotta learn to become friends. You gonna come see? Look at them looking. Like, what in the world? What do you think? Aw, she's interested. I don't know if she wants to be friendly or if she wants to pick a fight. What do you think? But yeah, they just naturally go to doing what chickens do, scratching and pecking. So we're getting their water set up here. Bringing their food back here from the back porch, and every night we'll come out and put them in their coop until they get used to putting themselves up there. They got this little ramp that they got to learn to use and get in the box. But there they are. They like to scratch. Welcome to the garden. We have finished planting one whole bed. We still got a little bit to plant on one of our other raised beds, but we're getting it all planted. Let's go have a look. Man, this hollyhock's about to open. I can see just the tip of some black. Look at that. thing's getting as tall as me. Still need to plant these trellises here. Got me a sunflower back here. Some leftover mater plants that we put in the ground. This flower bed's looking great. We planted some beans, black beans, down through here. Tomatoes are looking good. We used this chopped straw bedding for mulch. It's looking very green and lush. Here's the other raised bed. Not sure what I'll plant down on the sides here yet. We've done quite a bit of weeding, but we still have some more weeding to do. We put in the cucumbers. Here's the borage, pink dandelion, calendula, dill. I've had to make little things to go around our plants that I plant in the ground out here. We've got some rabbits that keep getting in. We got some blueberries starting to ripen. Everything's coming along. We also got pink blueberries. We just haven't changed yet. Here's my little swimming pool garden. Check out these candy cane zinnias. Put in a marigold, cosmo. This is some elephant garlic that we're about to pull up.